End of story. Somebody forgot to tell Tyson Fury that. I don't know if it was the hand of God or a lightning strike into his back, but Fury channels WWE's The Undertaker. With Jack Reese leaning over him, counting him out, Fury gets up to his feet, beats the count.
My reaction to that knockdown was, yeah, it's definitely over. You know, I was giving the cutthroat, I was blowing kisses at the fiance, I was, you know, I was doing a lot of things. To see him get up, it was amazing.
I thought the fight was over. I have never seen anybody get up from punches like that, especially from a guy that can punch like Deontay. Wow.
Typically when you see someone's...
I got some clips and highlights for you. This is called PBC Countdown. It's basically, you know, the build-up content as we talk about. We review every single episode of PBC Fight Camp, which is the docu-series and build-up to the fight. It's usually 4 episodes, 3 the month or so before the fight, and then 1 during fight week. This is the PBC Countdown show, which is like in between. Basically, they're talking to reporters. The guy from Dan something, forgot, man. He followed me on my Twitter before my shit got fucking suspended for a long story. But anyway, Brian Campbell, the bald dude that's talking right now. I don't know his name, even though they flash it on the screen. What's this dude's name?
Fred Eagle on the canvas. That's the end of the fight. But in this one, Fury gets up, and it's not just he gets up like he somehow staggers to his feet.
That dude, I gotta figure out what his name is. But anyway, so far, this has been the best content. Like, basically, the PBC Fight Camp episodes, so far there's been 2 episodes. I haven't really been filling them. Episode 3 comes on this Sunday. You can catch it on your Fox Sports Go app. Also, for you fuckers who keep asking in the comments, and I'm sorry to be, you know, cussing at you and shit early. You know, I've been, I got a weird sleep pattern, so I'm a little off. But listen, I tell y'all in the videos, if you have cable, right, here in the States, on Xfinity, it's on demand. So all I gotta do is, for example, I'm watching this on fucking this is on demand. This is Xfinity. So just type in PBC Countdown, PBC Fight Camp, PBC Face to Face, face with the number 2, face. You know what I'm saying? Listen, you're pissing me off. So what we're gonna talk about is the undercard. We have Leo Santa Cruz taking on Miguel Flores. Oh, sorry. You have Luis Nery versus Emmanuel Rodríguez. I've covered both of those fighters numerous times, especially Emmanuel Rodríguez in the World Boxing Super Series. Kind of looking forward to that. You know, see what's going to happen. You know, if there's going to be fucking political mumbo jumbo when it comes to Inoue, because the fact that he's with fucking Top Rank, he might move to 122 and all that. They got Jordan and Kyle, who can move up. Anyway, it's a whole different video. But nonetheless, Luis Nery versus Emmanuel Rodríguez, pretty, you know, good fight. You also have a Brandon Figueroa who used to give me the creeps, like reminded me of like one of them scary ass like dolls and shit. But his last fight, I've learned to respect that young man in the ring, so he ain't gonna be getting no bad press or bad talk from me. So I like Brandon Figueroa. Like Brandon Figueroa versus Julio Ceja. I remember Julio Ceja was laying hands on Rigondeaux in Rigondeaux last fight. Before Rigondeaux knocked him out, Rigondeaux needed the KO. That was PBC on Fox. I forgot what the main event was. Probably fucking what the fuck was it? Was it Canelo's balding brother and Laura or some other shit? Let me see. So, what else? We got Luden Barthélemy. My bad. That was rude. But I thought that was rude. Luda, I'm not really looking forward to anything else in the undercard, to be honest with you. But we're going to get to that next week, especially with the fact we got Deontay Wilder's brother on there. I wonder if they're going to put him in a dark match again. You know, he been on untelevised shit, you know, like when they've been televising the undercards, but they be like, no, we're not going. But anyway, moving on. I'm going to get you some clips, some highlights, thinking I should get me a cup of coffee. I'm TstreeT Controversy with FightView360.com. Once again, we're recapping PBC Countdown. It's basically the 5th episode. Wait, we're going to talk about it. I'll explain what I mean in a minute.
The baddest man on the planet for a reason. He is Deontay Wilder.
Deontay Wilder is one of the most lethal and dangerous punchers in the history of boxing. He has God-given power
Deontay Wilder is one of the most exciting boxers in the world, regardless of weight class.
There's no doubt about it. Deontay Wilder has brought the heavyweight division back to the forefront, and he's done so with his right hand.
Also have to get on my Ruiz Joshua 2 shit. That shit is now less than a month away. You know, what is today's date? Today is the 12th, today's the 13th, right? Yeah, November the 13th. That shit is fucking 3 weeks away, you know? So, well, a little bit over 3 weeks. 3 weeks from Saturday. So, I think Luis Ortiz, see, here's the thing. We've been in a year of upsets, and in the heavyweight division, we've learned that anything can happen. And when you factor in the fact that he was being, you know, like outboxed Deontay Wilder, you can't overlook that. Luis Ortiz, from what I've been looking at during fight camp, by the way, what I was saying earlier is that so far this is the 4th of PBC's televised content for the build up to the fight, not including television appearances that are probably coming up on Fox Sports with Deontay Wilder and Luis Ortiz, inside PBC Boxing. So basically it's been 2 episodes of PBC Fight Camp, this PBC Countdown show, and PBC Face to Face. You can see some of that on the PBC on Fox YouTube page. They released it, but like, you know, obviously without the commercials, but a little bit cut too. Also, they, you know, it's rated PG. You know, I mean, I get it, you know, but it's like, you know, I want a little bit more hardcore shit. But it's only but so far you can go, right? It's not like Luis Ortiz is, you know, like a big trash talker and all that. But whatever. Let me stop bitching and complaining. I look at it, like when I look at Luis Ortiz's resume, for example, there was a media call yesterday, and if I was to ask a question, they never let my questions go through, and then they'd be having like people asking dumb shit. But I would be like, yo, like, can you explain to fans who are saying that you fell off, like what happened, like you know, like how do you assess your performance with Travis Kaufman and Christian Hammer? Damn, I kind of fucked that up, right? Well, the question I had yesterday, it was better and it was more educated, you know. So remember, I'm just, you know, beginning of the day for me. So Travis Kaufman and Christian Hammer, for example, a lot of people was like, yo, he looking fucking washed the fuck up against Christian Hammer. Deontay Wilder gonna kill him. But he was playing it safe and he was boxing and he clearly outboxed him. Can he do that to Deontay Wilder? Is the question. You know, we know that Deontay Wilder, the biggest factor is the neutralizing nuclear fucking Thor hammer of that right hand. And that shit is fucking, he got that shit in there. Remember, he broke it twice, right? And now he got like, it's bionic now. Like he got like shit in there. You know, but yeah, that, you know, if you can be losing, well, he can be losing every round and you get hit with that shit, like you going down. You know, so I don't know, man. It's going to be tough to deal with. It's going to be tough to deal with for Luis Ortiz. I got a timestamp. That was important. Oh, Wilder and his merman shit. I mean, that's his shit. Like some people, like, you know, like that's his shit. So he got this thing about like water and he be making like dolphin noises and shit. I want to swim with the dolphins. The soft and gentle dolphins. My man want to be a merman. We'll be right back. Take another break. TstreeT Controversy with FightView360.com. I want to swim with the dolphins. The soft and gentle dolphins.
I mean, they say in boxing, a draw is like kissing your sister. And if you look at both fighters, they had a look of disappointment on their face.
Even though it was a draw, I still became and still heavyweight champion of the world.
So Fury Wilder ends, and every fan and critic and journalist is saying, we got to see this again right now.
Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, the rematch was signed, but Tyson Fury decided to change up his promotional team, throwing a wrench into that rematch. What it gets you is Deontay Wilder fighting his mandatory in WBC, and that is Dominic Breazeale at the Barclays Center.
Hold up. This shit was funny right here. This part was funny right here. They still got jokes on Breazeale, but yeah, it was Tyson Fury's fault. Tyson Fury wants to base himself in the United States. I wish he would have did it about 5-6 years ago. Right now, it's getting a little rough here. Like, for example, he's had those 2 fights against Tom Schwartz and fucking out of Wallen. And let me tell you, ticket sales were like shit bad. Like bad. You know? He needs a big fight. And I'm really interested. Like, Deontay Wilder's got to beat Luis Ortiz first. He's got to beat Luis Ortiz first. So there's no need talking about the rematch. The rematch is done. Even though it seems as though both fighters may want to back away from it. No. Bob Arum and Al Heyman, they fucking said the shit is done. Bob Arum already talked to Al Heyman, so Bob Arum ain't gonna lie. I know people be like, Bob Arum be lying and shit. But what I'm saying is that he said in interviews that, you know, me and Al Heyman talked, it's happening. Like, you know, like, that's it. Like, they don't play around like that when it comes to that type shit. So, it's supposed to be a Fox, ESPN, like, joint venture. That's, in my personal opinion, is when probably, you know, this PBC sales shit is going to happen. I don't know. It's a complex situation. But anyway, let's move on. This shit right here was funny.
He's a guy who can punch. He looked good in his recent fights.
And so, you know, this was kind of a test for Deontay Wilder. Breazeale had the size to equal Wilder, and there was some thought coming in that he had both the punching power and a tough enough chin and brave enough guts to stand in there and give Wilder a challenge.
The Breazeale fight is still funny to this day. Breazeale could not look me in my eyes because he knew he was staring into death's eyes. So that first round, I set him up, and bam, baby, good night. When my fist hit his face, his soul left his body and came back. And the rest of the story is history.
Almost like a lightning bolt went up the right arm of Deontay Wilder, sending Breazeale onto the ground, separating him from his senses. You didn't even have to bother to count to 10. Dominic Breazeale was out. Deontay Wilder picks up another highlight reel knockout in a career full of them.
We're in the meme era on social media. This is viral territory when something big happens. And when Deontay Wilder let go that one right hand that removed Dominic Breazeale from his senses, look around at the reaction to that. This was violence. This was scary. This was doom. You want to see people freak out and go crazy, zoom in on what's happening around Wilder. You got people in the crowd with their hands up, with their jaw dropped at what they just saw. Wilder just needed one big punch, and Breazeale was toast. Just from that one round, you might say, that might be the best that Deontay Wilder has ever looked.
He's wanting to.
Yeah, you got to see. You know, we kind of short on time. I want to show you what he did to how they handled the Bermain Stiverne thing, and with Wilder talking about how he like juked out of his body and shit. It was crazy. But I've been saying, like, Wilder, you don't want to let him like charge up from the energy of the earth. Like, once he stands still and he do that shit, or even if it's like just like one, like just a couple of seconds, you don't never want to plant his feet, because whatever energy he be building up, that shit go right to his motherfucking. You done. You were finished. So what we got to talk about is, though, we got to talk about the heavyweight division. You know how it's on fire, and it's a tournament going on. Fans are not going to allow for Deontay Wilder, the winner of Deontay Wilder Fury 2. They're not going to allow this to be a third fight too. Fans not going to be trying to hear that shit. They're going to be wanting fucking the winner of Joshua Ruiz 2, and then fucking Usyk. Like, shit. You know, by the way, 5v3city.com. I built this website. I've been thinking for quite some time that I wanted to bury myself in my website and just give up on this YouTube boxing shit. Just cover other shit on YouTube. I'd be on some bullshit, man. I'd be fucking selling the shit out these fights. But anyway, moving on. Let's talk about the heavyweight division. I'm going to break it down to you, so you got to pay attention, right? My rankings are a little bit out of whack because the last time I updated them was, you know, damn near a month ago. So, yeah, we got to get on the ball with that. But for the most part, with the heavyweight division, nothing has really changed. Outside of maybe, you know, nothing has really changed pretty much. So, you got Deontay Wilder, the WBC champion. I really enjoyed the fact that he said, you know, like, fuck this WBC franchise shit, because it's like basically it's a tag. And, you know, he is right. Like, that's the reason why you have mandatories, bro, for people to build themselves up to get a shot at you. Like, the WBC, they really fucking took, like, 2 steps back to suck Canelo's dick, because they couldn't go to Canelo and say, Canelo, bro, you gotta fight a mandatory. I don't care if you are Canelo. It started with him, and then they made Lomachenko, who never been a WBC champion before, a franchise champion. What the fuck is wrong with them, man? Like, that shit, that was some weirdo ass shit. Like, and the thing is, we're in a social media age. Mauricio Suleiman getting all this fucking heat, like, and then y'all, and I think, do they think they can do this shit? And fans, like, what the fuck is wrong with them? Like, they be on some weird shit, man. Like, fans don't be trying to hear that shit. Like, they will fucking make accounts and cuss you the fuck out. But anyway, moving on. Andy Ruiz, WBA, Super, IBF, and WBO. We're not going to talk about fucking Manuel Charles, Joe Joyce, Trevor Bryan. I'm sorry. Even though I can break all that shit down for you, I really don't have the fucking time, and I'm fucking the WBA. You sicken me! You sicken me, WBA. I'm sorry. Gilberto Mendoza. All them fucking belts. Anyway, moving on. Kubrat Pulev beat up Rydell Booker. And it's just like, bro, Kubrat Pulev, like, he's the IBF mandatory. He's the reason why the winner of Indy Ruiz and Joshua 2 will likely drop the WBO title for Alexander Usyk to fight Joseph Parker, Adam Kwanowski, or Derek Chisora. Like, the Derek Chisora thing has really, really been brewing, but Derek Chisora is, those other names got to turn it down first before Derek Chisora can get his shot, or it'll be shenanigans, right? Like, for real, for real. Dylan White, we're waiting still on, the results of, like, what the fuck is going on. So right now, he can still fight, but in regards to his WBC mandatory status, he has it, but it's suspended. He can't, like, invoke it until, like, the shit is all clear and sorted out with his fucking PD shit. And the longer, it just looks all bad now. Because it's like, bro, we've been waiting and waiting and waiting. You know how fucking fans is. Once again, in this social media generation. Like, yo, they're not going to be trying to hear that shit. They're not trying to hear it. And then you have Tyson Fury, who is now in WWE for a little bit longer. Knocking out Braun Strowman with a right hand. I watched that fight while I was doing a stream for a press conference. Ottawa and Tom Schwartz, even though they were both undefeated, it's like, still, bruh. So he's playing a waiting game. And Top Rank, the way they see it, they don't want to match Tyson Fury and Pulev up because that's two different that's two different big financial opportunities for them, So, like, they have, like, that's a smart management move and a smart promotional move. They don't have to fight each other. You got two guys in your stable that can both get a shot at two different champions, and then you can have them fight under your stable if they both win their shots. So that is right there the 100, the heavyweight division. So, of course, even though we're showing these clips and everything, we still got to do our part and cover the fucking fight. So I guess we're going to get to fucking Bermane Stiverne getting his ass ended when he did the juke move. We're going to be right back. TstreeT Controversy with FightView360.com.
Brooklyn, the Barclays Center.
Now, this fight between Deontay Wilder and Bermane Stiverne, it was supposed to be Luis Ortiz in there with Deontay Wilder, a fight that had been brewing for multiple years. There's a two top 5 heavyweights. Luis Ortiz ultimately fails a drug test. Ultimately, the fight could not go on, and the boxing world had to scramble to find a replacement, and who they came up with was Bermane Stiverne in a rematch of their fight that took place 2 years previous.
So coming into this fight, Deontay Wilder hypes it up. He says Bermane Stiverne will pay for Luis Ortiz screwing up. The idea that Wilder was selling was, I'm angry. I'm really irritated that I'm not getting this other fight that I want, and so I'm going to take out all my anger on Bermane Stiverne. He knocks down Bermane Stiverne, and Stiverne somehow gets back up. The referee signals for the action to continue again, and Wilder does nothing. He stands there in the middle of the ring with his arms down, just glaring at Stiverne.
I wasn't myself at that moment in time. I felt like something was over me. I felt possessed a little bit. I felt like something was controlling my body. At one moment in time, when I stood over him and I paused just a little bit to look at him, I came outside of my body. I saw me and I saw him. And when I started to well on this, it's like my spirit or soul sucked back into my body, and I started back welling and welling, and he went down.
I don't know if there was a video game going on or what, but it seemed like Wilder picked up his PlayStation controller and hit L1 and R1. He's darting left to right before he lands a sick combination on Stavern. Berman Stavern goes down in sections. He gets packed up in a suitcase.
The way his body was structured that night, bent over that night, it looked like a body don't supposed to even bend that way. But in my mind, I was not satisfied. I wanted to see more pain. I wanted to bring more pain on him.
And all the emotions, all the adrenaline, everything came.
Yeah, I was at that press conference where Main Stavern said he was going to kill Deontay Wilder. It almost went the other way. Sheesh. You know? Man, boxing is brutal, bro. Like, that shit was ugly, wasn't it? And it's true, he got that agility. Like I was saying yesterday during the stream, Deontay Wilder has the build of a Kobe Bryant. Like, he has a basketball player's physique, about 6'6", 6'7", on a good day. Might be 6'8" with some boots on or some shit. About 210 depending to 225, 228 sometimes. So he has like an NBA 2 guards physique going in there and knocking motherfuckers out with that long ass range. That shit is something, like, he hits you with anything. He can hit you with this shit, like the whole front. He can hit you with this shit and knock you out. He throwing uppercuts there. We're knocking people out. Luis Ortiz felt that. And, it's the equalizer. But with Tyson Fury, I do admit if Tyson Fury wasn't bullshitting and playing around, especially that first knockdown, he probably wouldn't have got his ass knocked, But we won't see, because what if Luis Ortiz win? What if Luis Ortiz win? The fucking boxing world is going to be turned on its head. But this is what you guys should do. I'm not giving y'all no more motherfucking timestamps. Go watch the episode. I'll be back. I'm TstreeT Controversy with FightView360.com. Next week is the week, so you know how we get down. We're going to be covering the whole card, post-fight press conference, the whole shebang. The whole shebang. The whole shebang. Look, it's everywhere. Look. By the way, this link is down below in the description box. Yeah, there you go. Look, you try to put in a small print. Y'all ain't slick. Y'all ain't slick. You ain't slick. So yeah, here's the main card. So it's going to open up with Figueroa, Ceja, Luis Nery, Emmanuel Rodríguez, Leo Santa Cruz versus Miguel Flores, because Leo Santa Cruz is literally like Al Heyman's son. And then you got Deontay Wilder versus Luis Ortiz. I'm TstreeT Controversy with FightView360.com. Please subscribe.
The way his body was structured that night, bent over that night, it looked like a body don't supposed to even bend that way. But in my mind, I was not satisfied. I wanted to see more pain. I wanted to bring more pain on him.